We'll
He'd
do
probably
the
let you, but...
go live. And I need to put the chat window over here. Hey, I think we're live. Oh shit, yep. It just always surprises me when it happens because it's a lot faster than our old software. Oh no!
That's a good introduction. Oh, we're live. Oh shit.
That's how I usually start it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Where did DJ go?
DJ
ran away. No, come back. Sorry, guys. We had technical issues. There were computer updates. Crap happens. There he is.
Wait, can't do his arc without him.
I know. This we were just saying. We can't do Ulrin's arc without Ulrin.
What? No, I've been here the whole time. What are you talking about?
We're live now. Yay! Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us again. Appreciate it. Much appreciated. Everyone is with us. Yes. So, yeah. I don't really have any announcements. Anybody got anything? No. Yes.
Happy Pride?
Hey! Perfect! Yay!
That's true,
Happy Pride, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm a little out of sorts today, so I apologize for that. I just want to play some D&D, man. Let's play some D&D. Okay. When last we left off, the party was trekking west toward Kraghammer. They're going to stop outside the Otherden Pass, which leads north to Kraghammer, up in the mountains, to visit Ulrin's mother, Hetty Bronzegrip. She has a small home there that she was, we'll say, gifted by a family relation who is apparently a piece of shit. On their way there, they came across a body floating in a small river that turns out to be a loose connection to Ulrin's childhood. A priest of the Allhammer. Not really sure why he was on the surface, but they also discovered that they were about to be assaulted by mages. Strange mages with little mephits, little elemental demon-y style things. The party took care of all of those. Tried to question the one guy they left alive, who then poisoned himself. They spoke with dead. Didn't get too many answers. A few. Did y'all take the head? Or did you carry the whole body?
We carried the whole body.
That's what... Okay, there was discussion about...
just taking the head.
Okay.
But then we were like, nah.
Took the dead guy with them, who is slowly rotting from the inside out from whatever poison this is. Met Kima at one of the gates to Emon because she was like, I don't think you want to walk in here with a dead body. She had a few words of warning. We can start where you'd like. I know that Elysia and Noraxis have something they want to do that evening, so we could start there if you want.
Makes sense.
That work?
For me.
Okay. So we'll say that. Where are you guys going to stay? Are you going to put the mansion up outside the city, or what's the plan there?
Mansion.
Well, I was going to say, do we want to go crash with the Dragonborn? They own land now. We can stay in an actual building.
Yeah.
We can.
Yeah.
I think I will find a tavern to stay at if you don't mind.
You know they're not here, right? The twins, they're on a boat.
What is this place with Dragonborn that you think of? What do you mean by that?
The refugees, I guess you could say, were given some land on the edge of Emon to build homes and stay, like houses. How long have you been on a boat? How much of this do I need to explain?
Are you their leader?
That's complicated. Sort of. For now.
Give me a moment, and I have a quick discussion with Pokey. But just look. I mean, you have a point there. All right. We shall accompany you. You're welcome.
Okay.
Okay. We'll lead on, Dragonborn man.
Yep. Sorry, follow me. If you get lost, look for, the green head sticking above everyone's shoulders. Let's go.
Alright. You head actually around the outside of the city. Not too far. It's about a 20-minute walk. And you all were aware that Kima had kind of discussed this piece of land. It's actually an old fort before Emon was fully fortified several centuries ago. And it's been built back up. So what you actually see when you come toward it is fortifications. You see a high wall, gates wide open. But you also can tell that it doesn't look like they're trying to make it look like fortifications or a fort or an outpost or anything like that. Perhaps because of suspicions, you're not really sure. But the gates are wide open and there are people up on scaffolding. It looks like they're finishing up a brick chimney attached to a building.
Hello. Yep.
They just,
Hello,
But the gates are open. You can stroll right in.
No. Guards? Okay. I might have to speak to Benar about...
Why would they need guards?
Because criminals are a thing? Criminals are always a thing. What?
Just gives you a look.
There are a lot more Dragonborn here. For those of you who have not been here, there are probably 75, 100 of them. Either a building, you see their small garden plots laid out. This area is the size of several city blocks. So this isn't just you could plop this in your backyard. This is a small town. And you do see arms of Emon. They're here. They're conversing with some of the Dragonborn who are here, but there aren't just Dragonborn here. There are gnomes, there are halflings, there are humans. It's become its own little thriving town.
Yeah. I'm not sure what building anyone important would be in. Looking around, I usually just... People tend to tell Bernard that I'm here, and then other people will show up. And,
Why don't you make a perception check, Neuraxis?
Perception. No, not terrible. Okay. 20 total.
Okay, dirty 20.
Hell yeah.
You do not see Benar, and you do not see Ilvan. You do, however, see the sisters. And one of them, the copper dragonborn, Kassira, is making her way, beelining to you.
Just... Politicians. Just...
She hails you.
Stands up straight and yes, hello.
I am surprised to see you so soon. Certainly, of course, we want you here, but I sounded like you were headed off for a bit. Is there something we should be aware of?
we're passing through. It made sense to stop in rather than stay in a tent on the road.
Ah, very good. As she's talking, what the rest of you see, because you've never met this person before, this is a tall copper dragonborn female. She is not wearing any kind of armor or anything like that. She really does look like a politician or someone of nobility. She's wearing very nice robes, has what looks like a staff. It's not like a full quarterstaff. It's almost like a truncheon style attached to her belt. Mostly decorative, maybe. Hard to tell. She has a big fringe that goes from the front of her head all the way back to the crown, and she's wearing several pieces of understated but still very nice jewelry. Behind her, a little ways back, is a black dragonborn who's kind of like lingering on the outside of this conversation. A little smaller, a little younger looking, if you could tell age on a dragonborn. And has lost what looks like a piece of her tail, but she is not fully without. Oh.
Is there something you need?
No, everything is actually progressing as planned. She points to several of the buildings that are still being erected. We're setting up the market. I would say that the only thing is that it's been more and more tricky, it feels like, every day to kind of keep those in power in Emon in the understanding that we're not trying to overtake anything, and we're certainly not trying to be a threat. We are building basically a small city outside of the capital. You can see how that might look. It's something to keep in mind. We're playing nice and greasing the right palms, so to speak. Damilla and you guys watch this dragonborn nod to the black dragonborn behind her, is discussing things. I need everyone to make perception checks as this conversation is going on.
Good. 11.
Okay.
14.
Oh, also 11.
18.
Okay. And given what I know about Ulrin and Araxis' passive, so it doesn't escape your notice, Ulrin, as you're kind of glancing around at what's going on. You're like, oh, good stonework, these kind of things happening. You see two figures come into the, again, wide open gates, dressed appropriately for the cold, and it is a reminder the seasons here, we are cresting into winter at this point. They've got heavy cloaks on. There's a little bit of a cold wind coming through here. And you see them peel off, and you watch the black dragonborn also wait a beat and then follow them into a building just around the corner.
Like suspicious looking, or?
These two figures, humanoid-sized, one a little bit smaller, are taking great pains to not have their faces noticed.
But I noticed their faces.
You notice their movements.
Damn it!
They have almost like they've pulled part of the cloak over part of their face. If you weren't paying close enough attention, you would think it was just against the wind.
Gotcha. Hey, Naraxis, there's some strange figures over there. Don't know, one's a black dragonborn and they're covering their faces up.
The black dragonborn was behind the one you all are talking to right now. And she said that that's her sister. So you watched her peel off and meet these two figures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. Needed to clarify there.
Gotcha. So
Yeah.
the two that are covering their faces, are they, can I tell they're dragonborn? Do they have like tails or
Don't see
scales
any.
or?
Nope.
Alright. Two creepy figures. Never mind.
So, I'm sorry, you said greasing palms. I mean, I can. If we're having a problem, I can talk to Alora and Kima.
Oh,
Like,
it's less that, more because people, opportunistic ones, see potential. We've had to maybe pay advanced fees for certain permits, building permits, we'll say. It's a large city. This can't shock you.
Like leans in. Are we talking? How do I put this?
You can be blunt.
Is this bureaucratic or criminal?
Bureaucratic, of course. But
That's fine.
the worst bureaucrats are
shaken
often
down on mass.
criminals. No, not as far as I'm aware. I mean, Damila's the one who's reaching out to more of the common folk, the small business owners, those types of people, and making contacts and seeing if we can get, we'll say, bulk discounts on things like fabric and wood and those types of things. Because obviously we're building in mass, and we don't want to piss off a guild or anything like that. I see. Yes.
Right.
You know how it is. Bureaucracy, egos.
Yes, I had to stand around in enough of those meetings to make sure no one got... Yes.
But if you're looking to stay, absolutely. There's a couple of buildings here that some of us are utilizing. I'm sure there's some beds. There's nothing formal quite yet. There is a small tavern, and she points down the street. She says, just take 2 lefts and a right, and the Dragon's Nest is just over there. I didn't name it, but it does all right for what it is for now.
Yes.
Sid, I will say, because I'm assuming you're keeping a wary eye out, surrounded by so many Dragonborn, you don't recognize anyone. How that makes you feel? Don't know. But even Pokey is kind of like, you can feel him, he almost is shaking a little bit.
I pat him on the head and I look at him and say to him, yeah, me too, buddy.
Crawls back in.
Yeah. It's best if he hides in the shell.
Okay. So, what would you guys like to do?
Araxis, where do you want to go?
I was about to say, I'll
Yeah,
just
like,
look at
I think
Naraxis,
everyone's just looking at
this is
Naraxis
kind of
and
his thing.
He's the leader, so.
We, yes. We should go and find beds. And, Bernard. I need to find Bernard. And then, yes, that's, thank you. Right,
you.
yes. Just sets off.
She just nods and steps out of the way. Alright, so 2 lefts and a right over to the Dragon's Nest. It is definitely the epitome of what would be a small village tavern. It's not fancy. It's quite bare as far as furnishings go. It looks like people have been cobbling boxes and tables to make tables out of, and, you know, they're working on it, though. There is a full bar. There is, actually, Yvonne is behind the bar. The tiefling companion of Benar's from the Barnacle Bards. He's taking orders, pushing out glasses of ale and looks like some kind of liquor.
Hello. We're, I'm sorry. This is rude. Do you know who I am?
He just nods, points upstairs.
Best service.
Thank you. Oh, everyone, this is Bernard's. This is Yvonne.
He pulls out a dagger, flips it around real fast, stabs the bar, pulls it back out, and puts it back in his belt. You guys have met. Sid's the only one who hasn't met him.
Just trying
I'm sure I'll be
not
back
to
for a
look
drink.
impressed by that.
It was quite flashy.
In fact, do you guys want to get a drink? I just need to have a quick word with here. You just like chuck some gold down on the bar. It's like, just have a drink. Don't fight anyone, please.
Volkar's already bellied up to the bar and is like, yep, about 2 of everything here.
You heard the musician? I'll be back.
Hey.
Position.
Okay. So we'll come back to that. Neuraxis. Up the stairs, creaky but functional, to a small hallway with 5 doors. 2 on the left, 3 on the right. The first one on the right is cracked open.
Just hello.
The fuck? You hear her inside. Gets up. She is
No.
not in her armor. She is actually wearing what looks like a dressing robe. And it's like this.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my.
Oh dear.
And it looks like you can kind of see past her, and it looks like she was writing a letter. So she'd put her quill down and pushes the door open. And says, Neuraxis, what do you... I mean, no offense, but is there something wrong?
What? No, why? Should I... Do I only turn up when there's a problem? I don't...
No, I just surprised. Come in.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Sorry, we're passing through. We're going to Kraghammer. We...
Have fun.
Yes, I do
Dwarves.
anticipate there being problems.
Yeah, you know the Iron Keeper died.
Yes, we've
Like,
heard.
recently.
Yeah, but I don't know how recent. Like, how recently are we talking?
Last couple of weeks? I mean, he was older, but everyone thought Greyspine was going to be on the throne for another century, maybe?
That's true. They do live a long time,
Yeah, they do. Them and gnomes.
right?
Yeah, don't forget that. Anyways,
Did we-
yeah.
No, I bumped into the sisters.
Yeah, that Kasira's been busy lately. Lots of politics. Not really my thing.
Not really mine. Not by choice, anyway. Do we... I'm sorry, you've been here.
Yeah.
Do we have any... I don't know, preliminary candidates for the council? Because I feel like there's a lot of things being done by people, and we don't know who those people necessarily are, and I'm not sure those people are necessarily the best people. Like, not that they're bad people, just that they might not be the best people for that particular job.
No, I mean, it's only been, what, like a week and a half since I saw you last?
That's true. Yes.
That's something to keep in mind, but at the same time, I'm just trying to make sure that we have roofs over people's heads. And since politics isn't really my thing, Kasira's more than capable. I mean, she comes from an Exodus family, so...
I know.
I get it, and you're getting fragments of things because you know of the nature of whatever it is you're doing, and it. I just want to make sure we have buildings for people. We have a market starting. Like that's really exciting. People are really excited about that. Kima's been here quite a bit. You want my advice? We work on this here, and whenever you can swing back by, you swing back by, and whenever you're done with whatever it is you're doing, we'll get us sorted. We're in a better place now than we were a year ago.
Good. I'm probably worrying about nothing.
Yeah, probably. She just laughs and sits back down.
Maybe I should make another speech. I'm much better. I've been sitting with the bard with the beard. You remember?
Yeah, I do. Hard to forget that one. I will say this, and this is really just take it from an old soldier who's seen a lot of bullshit. There are a lot more people here than just Dragonborn.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
So.
Oh, of course. I mean, the council, I guess, doesn't need to just be Dragonborn. I mean, there wasn't anyone else in Draconia, but I guess here.
Well, and again, we had this talk, but I think that was part of our problem.
I mean,
you know how wars start? Assassinations, insulation, and psychopaths. We had all of that.
Yeah.
I'd like to avoid that again.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Quite. Yes. I'm not intending to start a war. I just find it very easy to, because there's structure and everyone knows what they're doing, and you build a thing, and then people can't hurt you in it, and then you live in it, and everything is fine.
She puts her hand down on your shoulder and goes, Neuraxis, none of that is true. None of it is true. This city was lit up by a giant red dragon a year and a half ago. Nothing is the same. So we make our own normal.
Well,
and
that's
go from
good.
there.
Right? That's good.
Every
should
now
write
and then. Yeah, I think you should.
Can you write that down? I didn't bring anything with me.
There's
it's
right there on the... She points to the quill. She's left on the table.
Yes. Make our own norm. I like that. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Fuck all of you.
Plagiarism.
Plagiarism.
Yes. You now owe me 50 gold for that. You can buy the copyright. Yeah.
Yes.
It's what we do now. And our normal is not Draconia. And nor do I think it should be.
Well, I mean, not all of it was so bad. I mean...
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that argument with you right now.
I didn't make the traditions, right? I just...
Followed them? She just... You feel like you're being looked at by a parent who's scolding you. It's not a nice feeling. I tell you what. Just think about it. Go be with your friends. If you need to see me in the morning, you can see me in the morning before you set off, or whatever crazy thing you're going to go do.
I'm going to Kraghammer. Oh, maybe the dwarves will have things we can use to build. That's not a bad idea. Yes. I have a... Yes.
She starts kind of like slowly pushing you out the door.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
yes.
enjoy
your...
just... hold on. Wait a second.
What? I didn't do it.
No. You're fine. Kraghammer...
Yes.
Be careful.
Okay.
I mean, I would say that no matter what. But just be careful.
I mean, I nearly cut a man in half 2 days ago. I think I'll be okay.
I'm not shocked by that. I'm talking more the politics end of things, which we did both just discuss that we're terrible at. You can't beat every problem to death with a giant axe.
That
Nope.
is true.
Yep.
What? I didn't. I'm agreeing.
I know. Mm-hmm.
Fine. I
Go
won't.
on.
I have a nice evening. No. Yes. I'm sure on our way back. I'll. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, what a thing I did think of. If you do need things, send a letter to Duran because
Oh.
we have a house there, and we kind of saved them from. It's a whole thing. You remember the
I
under
heard
the
a
mountain?
little bit, right?
We killed an undead dragon. That was the thing.
Oh.
Oh,
That's
that's
new.
another thing. I might have sent kind of a dragon back to Draconia.
Hold on. Goes back in her room. You hear rustling of paper. Comes back with a pretty accurate sketch of Kaluth.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
That one?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't
Yeah,
aware that
he
might-
scared the shit out of some patrols that were on the outside of the ruins of Draconia. The absolute living shit out of them because they thought it was the second coming of that fucking white dragon.
What? He's not. He's the wrong color for a start.
Doesn't matter! Dragon!
He's a
Friend?
friend.
Oh my
So-
god, you did not just say friend.
I mean, I freed him from being imprisoned by a god remnant sword demon.
What have you been doing? What is going on? It's the first time you've really seen her ruffled. She's like her fringe is kind of sticking up a little bit. What are you doing?
Did you not talk to Kima?
Gets frustrated. Our tails twitching back and forth.
I'm
Okay.
look, we're helping people, and then I will be back to help these people. That is
Okay.
all you got to worry about.
Okay. Well, the next time you send anything dragon-sized, remotely dragon-sized, I don't care if it's a fucking wyvern, tell me.
Okay. I mean, it might come from Ulrin, but because I can't do that. Yes,
That's fine. Someone tell me, because that thing was the size of Thordak,
I mean, he's
with like
very old.
strips of leathery skin hanging off of his as a fucking bone dragon.
And very dead, yes. That's not...
Oh, by the way, he's not there anymore. Yeah, he was there for a little while, and once we figured out he wasn't going to kill us, fine, but he took off.
What? I scryed on him, I mean, that was a while. I do hope he's okay.
Undead dragon, I'm pretty sure is fine.
Actually, that's true. That's, yeah. Mhm.
But he's not... She leans in real close, she goes, he's not like a dragon, though. Like, he turns into a guy. You guys do remember this. Yeah.
Yes, yes, sometimes. Yeah, why? I mean, he's old. I assume that's just a thing. But
If
is
I
that
had
not normal?
if I had to guess, he's trying to stay out of the way of anyone who thinks he's a necromancer.
Well...
Not really looked well upon in this part of the world. Just saying.
I mean, technically he would be the best necromancer that we know, which would put him on the wizard's council. No, that's a terrible idea.
We're about to have an Elysia, Kaluth, Harry Potter, Voldemort, wand fight.
I mean, it would probably also be a bad idea to recall him back to the city, because then he'd just swoosh in again and everyone will freak.
You have a way to talk to him?
Sending... I can't dream to him because he's dead. I don't know if he's... Is he dead? I don't know if he sleeps. I think we established he doesn't sleep.
He doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
20 ages.
This has become a Cthulhu game. She's like, okay, well, this is too much.
Alright, fine.
It's too much.
I won't call him again. I mean, I won't... yes.
Yep, let's not scare anybody else if we can avoid it.
You know what? I'm just going to write reports. When we're travelling, I'll write a report, then I'll drop it off on the way through,
Perfect.
and that's fine.
Send it with the fucking chipmunk. I don't care. Just tell me.
I don't think... Maybe Marvel could do that, but she's not with us anymore. Anyway.
I don't even want to know. Oh my gosh.
Have a good evening.
Okay.
Oh, also, most of my family aren't dead. Bye. And he just...
It's like, you just hear, youngsters. Slams the door shut. What are the rest of you doing at the bar? You have your drinks of whatever it is that you want. Yvonne is actually teaching you a card game you don't know, Sid.
I would say he's probably teaching Pokey the card game, and Sid just sitting like next to them, just like drinking and just like keeping an eye, especially on the door of the place. And,
Fair enough.
Making
Okay.
a note of anyone walking in.
Okay.
But Pokey's into it.
Yeah. So they're basically playing like slap hands. They like lay a card down, and all of a sudden you see Pokey slap Yvonne's hand, and Yvonne starts to pull a dagger and is like, turns around, and they, yeah. So they're doing that. It's a violent card game. They seem to be having fun.
Oh yeah. That's Pokey's jam.
Okay. The rest of you, anything?
Drinking.
Okay.
And I might send just however close we are to Kraghammer to my mom. Just let her know.
You are about another 2 days outside the Otherden Pass. On horseback.
2 days.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you want to send that off?
Yeah, I'll just say like we're 2 days out.
Okay. She's happy to hear from you. She just tells you to be careful. They've had a snowstorm move in over the last night, so it might be a little treacherous. Stick to the pass until you see a sign for the Dale. Don't divert off of it, basically.
Gotcha.
Okay. And that she's excited to see you. So, we can move forward if you want. I know Elysia and Neuraxis have something that they want to do.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you'll have to, there are only a couple of rooms available, but they're big, they're almost like bunkhouse rooms where there are multiple beds in each one. So you guys all could theoretically stay in one room if you wanted to, or you could split it up.
Look, we only have so many rooms. Other people might need to stay here. Let's just take the one. It's fine.
It works for me.
Okay.
And Sid just takes a bed. Probably all to herself.
Pokey curls up on top of you in a little circle. Starts snoring almost immediately. The last thing that you saw, Sid, because Pokey disappeared for a little while, he came back, and both he and Yvonne were they had shots in their hands. They seem to be... There seems to be some kind of silent accord between the monkey and the tiefling.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So
Pokey does what he does.
Pokey might be a little hungover in the morning.
That's normal.
My camera's froze. No. Oh no. Hold on. Sorry guys, I have to reboot my browser. Sorry about that. Julia was making a very serious face at me. It was pretty great. Cool. Okay. Much better. All right. So, with all of that, Elysia and Neuraxis.
Okay. Yep.
Ready?
Mhm.
I'm just gonna touch Max's shoulder and cast Dream on him.
Okay.
Did I sound big? So.
Yep, you guys watch this happen. Neuraxis, that same sensation that you are now used to with the dream, you open your eyes up into this pure white space.
So I constantly envision the beginning of The Matrix with just the 2 chairs and the TV. and the
Kind
big
of,
white room.
yeah.
Okay. Where would Atian feel comfortable? Where would... I've got it. And just the, when we were in Radishaz's crazy, like, maze, Alicia's, like, family home with, like, just all the books and the...
shit!
He's like,
Alright.
yes, that's a library.
Okay.
Like, all the titles would be gobbledygook because he doesn't actually know the names of that many books. It's like the same 15 things, like,
It's all
over
the
and over
Kraghammer who
again.
stole my heart. 'Cause that's
Just 1,000 copies of that book.
God. There's probably like 8 or 9 identical copies of like the spine of the Shadow book, just like over and over again. So, I don't know.
How many books has Neuraxis seen in his life?
Well, yeah, that's like
Those are like the only 2.
it's at least 60% like military tactics manuals and stuff. Like just.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I wish I still had that image. I don't, but my camera's froze again. So you reform the space and you open your eyes into this family home library, and you realize very quickly that the fire is crackling and everything in here smells like old leather and a proper library. There is a tea set on the table in front of you with 2 steaming cups, and the door on the other end of the room opens cautiously, and you see Atian stick his big half-orc head in, and you notice a couple of things immediately with him. One, he is wearing just looks like peasant's clothes. He doesn't have the robes of the chateau or anything like that on him. Not totally shocking. And 2, both of his eyes are pure white.
Atian, can you
I know that voice. He's kind of cautiously...
see?
He answers you by bumping into a bookshelf.
Oh, what?
Oh no.
You can't even see in your sleep. That's not okay. Remain calm. You're in a dream of a library. I'm just gonna.
He's starting to aggressively reach for his staff.
It's Neuraxis.
Pulls the staff
Elijah,
out. I know this voice. Who?
Yeah. You remember Leora or Elijah,
What about
the other
Leora?
little wizard?
Is she?
Oh no, she's fine. She's staying at our stronghold. A lot has changed.
He's starting to panic. There's just panic on his features.
Oh, for goodness! Look, and I have to like get up and go over. I'm gonna put a hand. Would you prefer shoulder or stick? Please stop waving it at me.
He's swinging it in front of him. You're having to dodge. It's not aggressive swinging. More, he recognizes you now. Just, I don't like any of this.
Look, we needed to talk to you, and this is the easiest...
This is not smart. You shouldn't be doing this.
What do you mean? Oh, no, I have a sleeping bag. People can't do it back to me. That's not a... I don't...
Oh, too soon. And he turns around and is now holding the stick out at the open door.
Right.
Oh, no. They'll find me. You need to stop now. You need to just stop. Make it stop. They're gonna...
I'm assuming you're referring to the, Shadow.
Neuraxis. while this is happening from the door, which granted, you've made this space. You know the liminal limits of this kind of space. From beyond the open door, you hear a...
What in the nine hells is...
It followed me. It followed me. Can't stop it now. Stop it now. And he throws one hand out and kind of grabs your forearm.
Ow,
Make
Jesus.
it stop. Make it cancel it. Stop it now.
What, this? I'm not casting...
Shut it down.
Fine. Look. Elijah? Elise, I need to... Oh, no, wait, no. I know what I gotta do.
Yeah, you can do that.
So
I just got my pants.
He just shuts his eyes and it's like the...
Okay.
Just click your heels and think of home. You can do this.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, and you can cancel
Yeah,
it.
you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have the ability to do that, and you snap back into reality and your eyes pop
Oh,
open.
that's not good. Ha. That's... Oh, no. We have a... Nope.
What?
I mean, he's blind for a start. Wait, no, that's not the
Bad.
important one. There's something chasing him that was able to follow the dream. I assume it couldn't get into the dream because it didn't make the dream, but I could hear it through the door, and he is freaking out. Also, did I mention he's blind now?
You did. That's not good.
Twice.
He tried to hit me with a stick. With a stick? I should have hit... That's not okay. Also, he's a wizard. Why would he hit anyone with a stick? Wait, maybe because he's blind.
Wait.
But that's not...
Probably because of the blindness. This is not Sid's voice. Probably because of the blindness. There we go. I got it.
I didn't blind him. Why would he hit me with a stick?
He probably didn't know it was you.
You probably didn't know it was you. You want to know why? Because of the blindness.
He said he recognized
You're
the
welcome.
voice, and I mentioned Leora, and he was like, oh god, is she okay? And I was like, yes, she's fine. Also, you remember the other little wizard? I'm with her. And then there was a noise, and then he panicked and kicked me out of my own dream that Elijah made.
Yeah.
Way to assert leadership.
Look, he's blind. I can't... and he's our friend. And he was... scared. I didn't like that one. I made it a library and everything.
Wait, you made a library for a blind person?
I didn't know he was...
That's rather nice of you.
You wonder why he felt insulted.
There was tea. He likes tea.
Aw.
Although I think I might have made Leora's favourite instead of his. I don't really remember. I just remember going to a tea shop. That's not the point. He is scared and blind, and something is chasing him. But if we try and magically find him, and things are following magic to him, then they're going to find him, and that is not good. Elijah, you're a wizard. Fix it.
No.
I have limits. No.
Oh, that's right. Ulrin, you can fix eyes, right? Probably. Is that I don't...
I mean, it depends. I doubt I could do anything about it, but
I don't... But you made a dwarf an arm. Could you make it... No, that's probably not going to work. He's scared. And we need to find him and make sure he's safe and not scared and...
Right. And panic will probably not help the situation very much from what I get. So why don't you take a breath for a second? There you go.
I'm going to find whatever made that noise and kill it. You're right, I do think...
ooh,
There you go.
What is banana? You can't fix every problem by killing it. Just watch me. I mean, obviously not the thing with your mother. I'm sorry, Ulrin. I don't mean that.
Wait, what are you suggesting we do to his mother?
Nothing. I'm not
Please don't do
specifically nothing. I don't.
You're watching Naraxis dig his own grave in real time right now.
Yeah, he's just like.
I'm just drinking, so it's fine.
That's the thing. Like, high charisma, excellent force of personality, no intelligence. Like he's just spiraling. Like really, like very clear and well spoken, but he is just spiraling.
Oh,
Like
okay.
Babe. Go in the morning.
oh wait, we're in Emon. You know wizards. We need to talk to other. You need to talk to wizards.
Alora is here.
I know, and Leora's in. That's not good. Oh wait, the dwarves. The dwarves have a wizard, right? Do they have wizards? They probably have wizards.
Aye, they have wizards.
This isn't Dragon Age.
A lot of people have wizards these days.
Everybody has wizards.
There we go. 2 birds, 1 mountain. It'll be. Yeah, that's right. Yes, I should sleep.
Oh my
I don't.
gosh.
I'm
There
just
you
gonna-
go.
Like he just like starts to curl up in like a in what would be a little ball if he wasn't like 6'6". Just yep, I'm just gonna.
A big ball.
Yeah, how many beds were there in this room?
There are 7.
Oh.
Okay, so enough. I was
More
gonna say
than
if there aren't enough. Yeah, if there aren't enough beds, I can take a chair or something.
No,
Because...
it's more than enough. And they're good sized. You know, they're big enough. Sid's legs hang off the bed a little bit, but
I think if like Naraxis is like curled up and like he's like Elijah and Ulrin are like getting in bed, like Sid's just gotta like sit in the bed like next to like like not in the same bed, in the other bed, and like just look at him and then like just look at him and say to like Elijah and Ulrin, he's a bit of a strange dragonborn, I have to admit.
Had a tough day.
Volkar is
Might not
passed
be
out, beard flapping as he snores. Sorry, Volkar, I'm taking liberties here. The night passes. Ulrin, about 3 or so in the morning, hard to tell. Sun's not up yet, but the night is losing that like pure purple black of the sky. There's a little squirrel that lands on you.
Oh, the chipmunk.
Not a,
Okay, a squirrel.
wait,
Alright.
lands like it was flying.
Yeah, it had crawled
Oh.
up into the window, was popped
right.
open a little bit, and crawls up, and out of this squirrel's mouth comes a voice you recognize. It's Marble's voice, and you get the message. Have you ever thought about how weird the saying "it costs an arm and a leg" is? You could only buy 2 things if that, and then it cuts off because she ran out of words.
Ah,
I,
that
I'm
sounds
just gonna
right.
go beat up Sam.
Yeah. I'll be back. Oh, there's more where that came from, for sure. And you notice actually that.
6 more squirrels appear and they're all like, "Ah."
So you notice that the squirrel has a tiny, tiny backpack on it.
oh god, premium marble.
And the backpack doesn't smell good.
Oh no!
Oh dear.
It smells like dead fish. She's messaging Sam right fucking now. God
Oh,
damn
yeah,
it, how
I am.
dare you?
Guys were Sam, what the fuck? Dead fish? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Dead fish. Okay.
Okay. There's a dead quipper in the backpack.
Delicious.
Yep. And there's a message tied to it that says, I don't know when I got cut off, but anyway, I think it's quite unrealistic to say it's raining cats and dogs. I mean, and then the message stops again. Sorry, Sam, I know I did that a little out of order, but it was too funny.
Okay.
The squirrel takes the backpack off, flings it at your face, and runs back out the window.
Gotcha.
I've been
I mean,
sitting
I
on that for
understood
like
it.
3 weeks, man.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Not sure what I'm supposed to do with that. Huh. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Just go with it.
I guess I'll just go with it.
Yep. Just, Ulrin, please put the gross
That's all I can do with.
dead fish bag down so that we can put our armor on. That's not a...
It
Gotcha.
is decent to assume, Ulrin, that she first sent the quipper, and the quipper died, and then the squirrel had to pick it up and finish the message.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus.
Quipper didn't live out of
so
water.
sad.
Ah,
You
poor
used a
quiver.
fish as an animal messenger?
We-
The poor.
This is Marble we're talking about.
That is very true.
Intelligence?
God damn it, Seven,
Yeah.
you had one job.
I'm sure you'll see them again. Oh, shit. Oh my god. Anyways, after that weirdness, you're just like, the fuck? Oh, it's Marble. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Morning comes, and your horses have been groomed and fed and all that fun stuff.
let's move out? Question mark.
Mm-hmm. Yep, let's just... We need to... Yes, dwarves. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he just, like, slides a piece of paper under the door to Vanar. That's, like, the most bare bones. Like, which is like, what have you been doing? He's like, that's a good point. He just slides it under the door.
Field report from the last 6 months.
There's just lots of, like, there was a thing with, like, a insane description of it, and then we killed it. Or, like...
Just
Like,
a bullet-pointed list of all the things
Yeah.
you've killed.
Or, like, is now our friend next to, like,
Yeah,
undead,
yeah.
undead dragon man. He's like...
Strange
yes.
paladin.
Camel. Tiefling.
Camel, yeah.
Wizard. like,
Okay. You make your way out. Unless there's anything that you guys want to do, I will actually move you forward to getting on the road to the Dale.
I guess while I'm in Emon, I want to stop by the blacksmith shop and just visit Karen and just see what's up.
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
But not just kind of check and make sure everything's okay.
Yeah, actually, Zatar is in their elven form and is outside watering what looks like the last of the fall foliage. It's a small kind of, it's almost like a mulberry plant that actually grows better in the cooler weather, and is out there taking care of that, and sees you, and good to see you.
How's it going?
Just fine. Just fine. Karen is out back with the forge, as could be expected. Is there something I can do for your friend?
It's just I just came to check and make sure that everything was going all right, and that you guys were doing okay. It's been a while. Well, not too long, but it's been a minute since I've seen you guys, and just wanted to make sure everything's all right.
Quite fine. They shake their little bit of the hair that they've got in that really intricate braided hairstyle with all the gems and everything, kind of push it to the side, and say, no, it's, business is quite good. We've, I believe that they're friends of friends. We've been talking to the Dragonborn on the outside of the city about just simple things like iron bands for water barrels and wheels for wagons, that kind of thing. Not weapons or anything, but more mundane type of of items. Even though some of
Tools and
them
such.
tools, there are a few who have expressed interest in learning our trade. So
that's
Karen
good.
is considering taking on some apprentices. I don't quite have the patience for that, but she does.
I don't know if she has the patience for it either.
Well, no, I told her as much, but she's going to do it anyways. So,
Well, that's good. Yeah, the Dragonborn, I think they got a nasty lot in life, and I think it's only fair that we do our best to try and help them out with whatever we can.
I absolutely agree with that. Considering, well, and they just kind of dust their hands off and nod to you, considering that not everyone is given a fair shake, especially when tragedy comes around.
That's true.
But she's out back if you so choose. Cursing at the forge started quite early this morning, woke me up. I threw a boot at her, you know.
Of course.
Your passive is 18.
Yeah.
There is one thing you didn't see on them the last time that you can see now. The shirt they're wearing is a little more open-necked. There is a very thin gold chain around their neck with what looks like a band, a ring on it with small emeralds set in it. It doesn't look expensive or fancy, more sentimental than anything else.
Cool.
That's the only thing you notice. Would you like to come in? I think there's coffee if she hasn't drank it all.
I think I'll be alright. I was just dropping in. I might grab some just.
Oh, please.
No.
They open the door and motion you in.
And I guess I'll just grab some coffee and just visit for a little bit and then be on my way.
Okay. Yeah, Karen comes in after Zaytar sticks their head out and tells her who is here, and she comes in, hands her black, and she washes them off. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Goes over. Water turns black from washing all the stuff off. He goes, man, yes. Hey, looks at you, Ulrin. That was mine. Points at your coffee cup. The fuck?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm fucking with you. Goes over and starts making another pot. Oh, so Zaytar told you about the whole apprenticeship thing, huh?
Yeah, he told me about it.
Yeah.
How's that gonna work out for you?
Just fine. They're kids, you know, they got, these are kids that got thrown out of their kingdom, basically, and a couple of them are looking for a new lot in life. I can't blame them, you know? When shit gets bad, you either collapse or you figure out a way to start over again. So...
I know that's true.
Oh, you're about to do something stupid, aren't you?
Well, I mean, I'm heading back to Kraghammer, so
Yep, stupid. Okay.
couldn't agree more, but
Well,
something necessary that we need to do, so.
I'm being a little harsh with you. And she's sitting down across the table from you. Zaytar's in the room, not trying to eavesdrop, just puttering around. Well, I don't know much. I mean, I left home. It's not worth it, you know, to dwell on any of that. But I only know a couple of things. So you know about the Iron Keeper. I'm sure you've heard that. But they've had some issues at the gates on the west side, I guess. There have been some Ravagers. Word was they were carrying a big old battering ram trying to get through. Now, the battering ram's not going to do anything to dwarven stone and steel.
Yeah.
But this one wasn't normal.
So, Ravengers is in...
Big
like...
orc motherfuckers.
Okay. Alright.
You guys have fought them. You fought them in Kymel.
Aye, okay.
Are they the same ones that want the axe?
Yep.
Alright. So what's different about this device?
Well, I don't take much stock in rumor, but I've heard this a few times now. Apparently it breathes fire.
Huh.
Like you pull a chain on it and a big old mouth opens up and it breathes fire. So somehow a bunch of orc ravagers who don't know shit on a stick from shit they put on the ground have made a device that collectively they are not smart enough to do. So someone's playing here. Where else would they get that at?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Yeah, same.
Unless somebody, like, gave it to them. Or,
Yeah.
I don't know, that's awkward. That's really weird.
It's weird. Yeah, and I figured
That seems too advanced for them to be building.
got it in one. Oh, and that was the other thing. Something about, like, it's like this big, almost mechanical type thing. And the rumor, this is what I don't know if it's true or not, so take it for what it is. The rumor is that when it's done spitting fire, it shoots out this, like, black energy.
Alright.
Like there's some kind of stone or something embedded in the back of the head. I don't know. Take that for what it is.
So some type of magical...
yeah, some of the... Again, this is like third-party herd shit, you know, down the line kind of a thing, but I guess they were trying to melt the stone with this stuff. It's not good.
That'd take a while, but I mean, it's doable, I believe.
Yeah, I mean...
Unfortunately, but...
Julia. It's true.
That's how we're gonna do it.
That's how the story ends. Ultimate boss battle. Anyways, so you guys chit chat a little bit. Okay.
All right. Appreciate it. I hope they're treating you all right here.
Yeah, Zaytar's great. Like, I mean, really, truly, I think I got lucky. You just hear Zaytar from the back go, "You know you did."
They seem like they have your best interests at heart, which is great. I'm glad.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I didn't think honestly, I thought I was too brash for anybody and, just piss people off and I'd just be alone the rest of my life. It's nice to have somebody who, well, one, picks up their shit. Two, knows how to cook. And three, likes to make stuff.
Hey, that's good.
She points at, there's a shelf off to the left, because you're in basically the house on the back of the blacksmith shop is basically one big room, and then there are rooms upstairs in the loft area. And she points over to a shelf, and she's like, see, I mean, we've been working on that, and these are blueprints for really beautiful pieces of armor. That's the goal right there. We want to get enough, like, mithril and resources to make one really beautiful set of armor. It's actually already been commissioned. So we just got to get the supplies, and the guy who commissioned it already paid us a good chunk of it up front, which is really cool. So that's going to be kind of the project for the next year or so, actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm excited about it. It's nice to have purpose again, to like dig your hands into something you really love. You know what I mean? Like, it's just...
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how...
It is nice.
Why don't you make a Oh, shit. Make a d20 roll with proficiency and your wisdom, please. Just make a wisdom check with your proficiency.
Plus
Plus
4, so 20.
20, dirty 20. Okay. It's nice armor. It's really nice armor. Maybe a little decorative for your taste.
Gotcha.
There's like a ring. It looks like they're going to put a ring of gems around kind of the collarbone clavicle area. It's going to be bright gold. Strange. Not a typical design. But in her hands, it'll be useful.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, that's the next project once we get done with some of this stuff for the Dragonborn. The more practical building material stuff.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. Casts kind of a wistful gaze over at the blueprints. Oh, that is a beauty. Oh man. Anyways. Okay.
I think well, I think that you're doing fine, and I think it'd be a good idea. I don't know if we've got like a network or anything, but I know I'm trying to set up a forge in sort of our stronghold. I guess we have a place in Jorin, and I don't know. I mean, what kind of supplies or anything? I haven't really gotten to think about it yet until recently with the forge here, and I was just thinking of making a forge similar to that at our stronghold, one that can do magical type items like this. And I pull out my new hammer, and it's just there's so many things I could do, and so many blessings I could bestow upon the world. I could provide hope for people who are hopeless, and a light to guide those who are lost. It'd be great.
I'm with you. Honestly, I think any light in the darkness at this point is good for folks. I don't know how much Zaytar'd be willing to kind of let you in on type of a thing, but I can try to grease that wheel a little bit if you want.
Aye, I'd greatly appreciate it. I know once we get a little bit of time, I think, and I have some time alone at the forge, I'd like to get back into it and kind of, relieve some stress. I've had a lot going on, but I appreciate you guys taking me in and helping me out and teaching me some things, and hopefully I gave back enough to help you guys, and I hope that you do get the mithril, and hey, if I come across any, I'll bring it back, and it's all yours.
Fantastic. That would be... Yeah, we get a little bit of a supply, but, it's so hard getting that outside of Kraghammer. We've had to contact some of the other mines, but a lot of them have either shut down or collapsed, because you know how it is. Mining that stuff's dangerous work. So, yeah, well, but yeah, if you come across someone selling some, just shoot me a word, and I'll try to make contact with them. Hey, Zaytar! And Zaytar comes back in the room, drying their hands off, look like they were doing the dishes. Yeah. The forge. Yes. I tell you what. Not here, not now. It would take time. But... And out of a little pouch on their side, they actually pull out what looks like just a piece of charcoal. It'll get you started. You'll need more.
Of course.
Don't let that out of your sight. It's very rare. You might be able to learn something from it, though. And if you do, write me. Let me know what it shows you.
I probably won't write you, but I probably have got a spell that I can just communicate with you directly. You know, it's a bit more secure. It's like a secure line, if you will.
That works. They see Karen still basically drooling over the blueprints of this armor that they're going to be making. Not my style, but you know, paid a pretty penny for it.
Well, that's really all that matters nowadays.
Well, to some degree. Although it's going to make him a walking target. I don't quite understand.
Some people don't understand what armor's for. They think it's decorative and it's, you know, pretty. But
If you'd seen this
I've had the same armor on for decades.
Yeah, well, if you ever run into someone named Terry Darrington, just stay far away from that armor.
Oh my gosh. Alright, I will.
Fool. Not you. Him. Pays for all of this, though.
That's true.
This object they've handed you, Ulrin, is slightly warm to the touch and leaves no soot behind on your fingers. But for all intents and purposes, it looks like a standard piece of charcoal that you would throw in your grill. Remember, it shows you, you don't show it.
Yeah, gotcha. Thanks again, Zaytar. I appreciate everything you've done.
Of course. A friend of Karen's is a friend of mine. And considering she has so few, and you just hear Karen go, fuck off. Alright. Horses secured? Yes. So while that's happening...
I was just gonna say, while we're waiting on Ulrin, Sid's gonna... damn screen. Sid's just gonna step beside Snaraxis and say to him, you know, for being the de facto leader of that place we just spent the night at, I couldn't help but notice the moment we stepped into it, you seem to display a surprising difficulty in finishing basically most of your sentences. And I was just, like that. And I was just wondering, why exactly is that? I mean, they are your people, right? Most of them anyway, so...
Yes,
Yeah, exactly, like that.
it's a... Look, it's a lot of...
That's such an asshole, I love it.
Yeah, it's just like... it's a lot of responsibility. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've led men into battle where we could all die and literally their lives are on the... This is putting a home back together for... It's a lot of responsibility that I didn't... I have a big family, and we're all good at different things. Being responsible for rebuilding a
Oh yes,
city,
I quite know quite well some of the things your family and your people are good.
No. Every species has its black sheep. I'm
The
not
word
the
that I would
politician.
have used, but alright.
Well, look. That place is important, not just to me, but to all of them, and if I screw it up, that is at least partly my fault.
What do you intend for this place to become? In New Draconia.
Safe. And secure and a place where being the best at something means something. Like it did before. Except open for everyone, not just, because there's not just my people living in it anymore. If you're the best wizard, you should get to decide the rules about wizarding, or if you're the best dwarf, no, that doesn't work. If you're the best cleric, you should get to decide about religious clericy things. Ulrin, look, it shouldn't matter where you're born, or what your species is, or hell, what your last name is. If you're good at something and you've earned it, then it matters, then it counts. And no dragon or dead god or army should be able to come in and take it away.
And what happens to those who are not good enough to live in a place like this? Will you make them your slaves, like they did in Old Draconia?
That was not slave. Look, everywhere has peasants, everywhere has serfs. We were just much clearer about who was on top and who was on the bottom, and I'm not saying that is okay. But it is certainly not slavery. It is not okay, and I don't want it to be a thing anymore, because, man, it really annoyed them. And then we would get deployed down there because they were rioting or kicking off, and then we would be beating people up, and we were only beating them up because they were annoyed, and they were only annoyed because things were bad. It is everybody's job to make what comes next better than what was before. We built better ships, better armor, everything gets better as it gets older. They took something from us, and now we can fix it. At least, that's the idea.
Fixing a people might be more of a difficult task than fixing a piece of armor or a ship.
Yep, no, that's... yeah. I mean, I could do it the old-fashioned way and trial by combat, but that seems like it's going to take a lot of time. I don't know. That's what I have. And he, indicates the other horses, other people with other lives to help me get it right.
But if you are the leader, then in the end the decision still lies with you, doesn't it?
No. I'm not supposed to be the leader. Like I said, there's supposed to be a council that is the best people at doing each of the important things, and they solve it. I'm not the best at being in charge. That's not a... I don't...
So basically you just got a bunch of people together and hope that everyone else fixes your problem.
That's not... I didn't ask to be in charge of a country, said.
Then why are you in the first place? Did someone else force you to do it?
That's a complicated question.
Well, looks like DJ is back, so maybe we'll have time to discuss this more along the road.
I think that's the easiest time I've had talking about this in a long time.
I'm quite good at talking to people. It is one of the responsibilities of a leader.
Yeah.
And Sid just gets up on her horse.
Captain, and he just gets on his own.
Dragon man.
We are on land. I am a captain. You know what? And he just turns his horse. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this today. I'm not.
All right. Anyone else? Alicia, was there anything? I think you're muted. No! Oh no!
What's
Okay.
happened?
Yeah.
Oh no.
We lost
Elijah fell off
audio.
the horse.
There?
Oh no.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Woo!
I was muted, and I unmuted myself, but apparently not.
Eh.
But, no, there's nothing I wanted to do.
Okay. Okay. You guide the horses out of the city. It's about a couple of days' journey north, almost straight north, along what quickly becomes the Otherden Pass. So, following Ulrin's mother's advice, you stick to the pass. You do see that, and I'll throw up the map here so that you can kind of see where we're talking about here. So, north from Emon, you're going to follow the road across the Bladeshimmer shoreline. Up north, you cast east of the Shadestep Mountains and eventually reach the Otherden Pass. The couple of days' journey are uneventful, other than once you hit about here and you get just west of the Kraghammer, what begins the Kraghammer Mountains into the Cliffkeep Mountains, you do see the evidence of a pretty fierce snowstorm that moved through a few days before. And there are just huge snowdrifts. There's wildlife. You pass a few people on the road, but the further north you get, the fewer and fewer you see once you move away from Emon. And you eventually come to, now imagine this is covered in snow, but you eventually come to a sign that leads you to a very quaint little area that says the Dale and is pointing kind of left. The sign's a little crooked. Looks like it's only hanging on by one nail, but it's there. This is an informal farming community just inside the Otherden Pass. And as you start to get close to the little bridge that's over the halfway frozen river here. Got it, thank you. There are a few farmers who look up. It looks like they're pulling in the last of the wheat, late fall wheat. There's a few kids out. They're playing with a dog in the snow. Everything here, the rolling hills are covered in snow. You can see little bits of the last gasp of late autumn colors, and there's a cold wind that blows, and it's buoyed by the proximity to the mountains. And somewhere off in the distance is the entrance to Kraghammer, far up and far away from where you are. Ulrin, you do know that your mother's home is kind of in the middle of this community. So you can figure, there's not much here. So you know how to make your way there and can probably locate her pretty easily.
Alright. I'll, I guess, make my way to where she would be.
Okay. Again, you're getting some looks, but there aren't too many people out right now. It's late morning. A couple of kids run by you, see you, and go, whoa.
Oh yeah, should I have disguised myself? That's probably something I would have asked on the road. Like,
you can retcon if you need to.
like I have the spare. I'd probably ask Ulrin, like, should I not? Should I disguise this or?
I don't think you'd need to for now. I think you're alright, and if not, I'll vouch for you, so.
Okay. Yeah, there's a couple kids who are gaping.
No way of disguising myself. And also, no one should be bereft of all of this. So I'm going in like that.
Okay, all right. And they're gaping at the large green dragonborn and the large turtle. These are small these are village kids. They've never seen anything like that before, either one of you. They
Hello,
don't-
children. Hello. It's just like,
There's a little boy. He's got dark brown hair, almost black. Looks like a little halfling boy, and he just goes, "Is that a dragon?" It looks like he's got a friend with him, and he goes, "I don't know. It looks like I don't know. You go ask him." And they're arguing as you guys go by.
I want to send Pokey, like, jump over onto Norexus's horse and, like, climb up his back and do a handstand on his head.
The kids immediately go, "Yay!" Pokey's
Then he
digging
starts doing
in
a little dance.
a little bit more than he needs to, Noraxis. Ulrin has a cat.
Sid, please take your friend. Ow.
But I don't tell him what to do. He just does what he wants.
If you don't get off my head, I'm going to breathe on you.
The monkey slaps the back of your head and runs back to Sid.
Son of a...
It's a tiny monkey hand.
Monkey slam.
Alright. Ulrin, are you leading the way?
Yes.
Push to talk with a cat in the way is difficult. Aww. So cute. Aww. So, leading the way, you kind of wind your way through the couple of streets, not much here. There's maybe 30 houses at the most. Very tightly built next to each other. There's a small home, Hetty had described it to you, and you kind of pull your horses up alongside it. It's modest. It's well built. The door is shut, of course, against the cold. The windows are shut, but you do see light flickering inside, and there's smoke coming out of the chimney.
Alright. I'll make my way.
Okay. How long's it been since you've seen your mom?
Since before the con.
Okay.
So a long time.
Year and a half?
Probably.
2 years almost, maybe? Okay.
However
He
long that
doesn't
is.
call, he doesn't write, she's gonna kill you.
Shows up with weird
I didn't have
people
sending
on the
until,
doorstep.
like, just now. And I can't really write when I'm not allowed to be there.
Getting messages in and out of Kraghammer when you're exiled is extremely difficult. Nigh impossible.
Yeah.
Which Ulrin would know. Decent chance the guards would just burn it.
True.
Yeah. So the she has heard you, and you do hear her. Oh! And the door, poof, slams open, and what you all see is the rest of you, except for Ulrin. You see a elderly, not old, but getting there. Dwarven woman, graying hair pulled back in a high bun, little spectacles in the end of her nose. She's got a shawl over her shoulders. She's wearing, it looks like, nice clothes, but they're still just common villager clothes. She's got high brown boots. Already, she's had those boots for probably since
Ever.
before you were born. Yeah. Constantly was taking them to get resold. Would use them for riding when she would go to the surface and do that because she has a secret love of horses. And it immediately alights on all of you and sees you, Ulrin, and the next thing you know, I highly doubt you want to resist it, but you can tell me, she's basically pulling you out of your saddle.
Yeah, that's...
Okay.
I'd imagine I'm jumping out of my saddle as well. as
Okay,
soon
so
as I
there's like this clash of dwarves.
Yeah.
You now understand where Ulrin gets his looks from because he looks just like his mom. Just like his mom. And she's freaking out, and she holds you out at arm's length like a mom. What is this beard? What is, oh, my baby, and just sobs.
Aw.
Loses it. You guys now have an older dwarven woman just bawling on Ulrin's armor.
I'm gonna tie up the horses. You should all probably usher her inside. Let's take this inside. Yep. Mm-hmm. like gently, just like corralling. Okay, let's just not in the street. Maybe let's just.
Yeah, she immediately is go 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 go. It's so cold out here. Now go on, go on. Oh, none of you look like you're fed. Come on now, let's go.
Oh, is it cold? Oh, you're right. It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
getting there. Definitely going into winter. And Ulrin, you basically just get like shoved in the house.
Yes.
You get a better look at her once everyone is inside, and she turns around, and like I said, the rest of your party are seeing her for the first time. She doesn't look a day older than the last time you saw her, other than it looks like her hands are bothering her a little bit more. Her knuckles are showing the beginning signs of some arthritis. There's a abandoned basket of knitting over in a nice little chair by the fire. It looks like she basically dropped it when you came up to the door. Like the yarn ball was kind of rolled out across the floor a little bit. There's a pot of stew over there's 2 fireplaces in here. It's one big open room, and then it looks like there's a small second story. And there's a smaller fireplace in the kitchen area, and it looks like she had also been busying herself over there. She's been busy. There are multiple loaves of bread laid out on the table. The table is set with bowls. There is a towering pile of cookies that Hazel would be proud of. And cups laid out. She was expecting company and was just waiting for all of you.
Where Hazel cries out. And cookies shall not get eaten.
Somewhere Hazel's crying in Cookie. Yeah.
Just missed out on dwarven cookies. Oh no.
Humanity.
So Hetty is looking at you, Ulrin, and I just don't even know. I don't know.
Mrs. Bronsgrove, is there some? Do you have a stable? I mean, I can leave them out there, but it's cold.
Did you tell your mom about who you were bringing with you?
Yeah.
Did
I
you?
said,
Okay, but
yeah.
Exactly who?
I said the party. I mean,
Right.
the people I've been traveling with.
I
yeah.
highly
Not
doubt she
a
was
turtle,
expecting a turtle and a dragonborn to come wandering.
Probably
in
not
her
a turtle.
house.
I probably told her about Neuraxis.
Okay. So
Not a turtle.
yeah, Neuraxis doesn't flummox her as much as Sid does. And it's just, this is I hope everything's okay. The food, I don't know, my dear. What do you eat? I'm sorry.
Sid steps forward, towards her, and, does a very, fanciful, bow in front of her with, taking her head off and stuff, and says, "It is such a pleasure to meet you, finally. My dear friend DJ has told us so much about you, and it's such an honor to be welcomed into your lovely home. It smells delicious. What is that? My goodness. What a lovely place you have here."
You didn't tell me you had such a charmer with you. Look at this. Oh, it's so delightful. Oh my goodness. I'm just so flummoxed. I'm so flummoxed. I don't even know what to do right now. Sit. Everyone sit. And she starts basically shoving you all into chairs. It's just aggressive mom shoving.
When Elisha is being shoved, she's like, "Thank you so much. It's lovely to meet you. Ulrin has been a huge help in our travels. You raised a fine son."
How high are the ceilings in here?
I also see where he gets his good looks from.
I don't... She just looks at you, Ulrin. I'm not sure if I'm going to... I don't know what to do here.
Oh, wait, we should...
Don't really know what to do either.
Oh.
Should we...
Sit.
Does she
Everyone
know our
sit.
names?
The ceilings in here are okay, Neuraxis. You're not going to be, smacking your head.
Headed.
Yeah, you're okay. It's a little lower than you're used to, but you're fine. The ceiling is closing in on me. So she's busy fussing with all of you and the table, and Ulrin, you get the distinct sense that she doesn't even really know what to say, and is just overwhelmed almost.
Yeah. Sorry, cats were jumping.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
I guess I'll just... I don't know. I don't even know what to say either.
Yeah.
Could I roll an insight check on either Ulrin or his mom? Kind of like, I don't know, since I like really don't know anything about what's going on here or anything. Like, what impression do I get? Is their relationship like? Between
Oh,
Ulrin?
interesting. Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll that for me.
It's a natural one. I have no idea.
Yeah, you stay out of it.
You are not familiar enough with Ulrin to really get a bead on drunken pantsless night on the Hope Quasar besides itself.
I saw that true DJ that night. Like, this is unfamiliar to me.
There seems to be some familial distance. This awkwardness that kind of hangs about in the room.
It's so palpable that even with a natural one, you can...
Yeah, it was palpable. I mean, she's
It's so obvious.
overjoyed to see him, but is almost lost as to what to do after that. And it's easy to get the sense, Sid especially, not knowing really what has transpired with Ulrin and kind of his backstory, that something happened, but you don't know whether it's an argument, just one of those like weird family arguments that just makes everything weird for a while, or if it's something more complicated.
Probably wanted to get a piercing or something. And she
Yeah.
didn't want to.
Mom won't let me get a tattoo.
No, she wouldn't let him join a cult. And now he's...
Too late.
You're in a cult. Call your dad. Yeah. Okay. So she's fussing. She gets all the food laid out. She has a nice stew and bread and on and on. Just like, ale, wine, anything, whatever. And she just starts pouring, and she's basically making herself busy.
I will take some of this too. No cookies for me, please. I don't like...
Oh no, of course, no worries whatsoever. These are Ulrin's favorite. At least I hope they're still your favorite.
Oh, they are still my favorite.
What? Secret?
Betrayal. No cookies. I can't spell it.
It's not Hazel. And she eventually sits down and is looking at all of you.
So, do you know, like, can you tell us what all is happening, or what's going on, or anything we need to know?
You're still... So you're still gonna go there?
It's rather important that we do.
Well, She leans in. She's not subtle at all. Ulrin goes, do they know?
Do they know about what?
Honey.
Who I am?
Wait, he's your son, right?
Well, of course, just...
Or the Iron Speaker, are you talking about him?
Or, the thing.
Don't worry, we know about his tattoo in the funny place. I do.
She just looks very confused.
Sid, please.
It's not in the funny place, it's on my arm. How dare you. Do they know about what happened to me and why I was exiled?
That...
I think, I told them, the Spark Notes version of it. Not necessarily, like, all the details.
She looks out at all of you. And especially at Volkar, she's like, I think I recognize you, and he kind of puffs up. But anyone not from Kraghammer, it's one of the most insular communities, really, in Exandria. And once you're exiled, you can't go back. And if
we had a rule
Or
like
so
that.
they think.
Oh,
well, I mean, you could probably disguise yourself, but I don't know how you would go about that.
Do you think they'd even notice me? Do you think they'd even know or remember who I am? I mean, it's been so long.
Well, you have your cousin to thank for the fact that your likeness is hanging in every government office.
That, sorry,
Is the wanted criminal in Kraghammer? I'm so proud of you. I knew.
no, that's not a, we don't, no. Is that the same, is this the same cousin that, is why you're living here?
Yes.
Yeah, that's him.
The one that's making the weapons with the thing in them? He, like, looks at Ulrin, like, you know, the...
Is that the same cousin, or is
Yep.
that a different cousin?
Same one.
Oh, that is? Okay.
Alton Bronze Grip.
Yeah, that's him.
She just nods at Uniraxis. I know what you're talking about. Alton is a second cousin, twice removed. But because the Bronze Grip family was never a large one to begin with, he was technically next in line to inherit certain parts of the estate. And after Ulrin's exile, I mean, you do... Alton's the reason you're exiled, Ulrin.
I thought that was Ellie.
I mean,
Who's Ellie?
in a way, yeah.
Well, no. He's been playing with local politics since before you were born.
Oh, that explains things.
It does. He actually paid the memory keeper to forge ownership paperwork that showed that I'd signed over the metalworks to him, claiming that I went crazy after your exile and I couldn't believe you were a traitor and that you were selling secrets. He's a little shit.
I'm sorry. Forgery that's a crime here, right? Because we take a hand for that kind of deal.
Oh, in Kraghammer, it's just politics.
Yeah. Same thing, different name.
I do not like politicians.
Me neither.
She hands you over, Ulrin, a folded piece of paper that you can tell just from the creasing and the wrinkling. She's had it for a long time. It is basically a list of your crimes against Kraghammer. It's an impressive list. Not only accused of selling metalwork secrets to the gnomes, but exploiting
drugs,
Kraghammer resources, conspiring,
She currently has on him.
and a plot to assassinate the Iron Keeper.
Successful plot.
He did now, isn't he? She says, that is your cousin's work. He's a little shit.
He's got some bad handwriting.
Ooh, calligraphy and salt.
Got him. He'll never come back from that.
Worst crime of all.
You can't just change your handwriting.
She
It's
does
there forever.
tell you that the only way for you that she can think of for you to possibly get inside is right now, because the Iron Keeper has just passed away recently and the family is in mourning. The Council of Houses has not been convened yet. And as you would know, the traditional mourning period is a couple of months, and then the Council of Houses convenes, they pick a new leader, go forth, type of a thing. This is not a democracy in Kraghammer. She says, if you want to get in, I might be able to assist you there, but you're going to have to talk your way in, potentially.
Alright. I mean, I think I could do that. I think we could talk.
She points you over to a chest in the corner.
I'm very good at talking.
That might help. I don't know, but you could try.
The chest. What's in the chest?
Go on.
All right, I'll go and look.
It's a full set of Carver armor.
Ooh, Carver armor.
I took that before Alton shoved me out.
All right, this could work.
If you maybe have a way of disguising your facial features, you might be able to talk your way in. The Carvers don't always stay in Kraghammer. They often go on journeys or get I know some of them have been recently farmed out to the arms of Emon for extra training ever since the dragon attacks. You could try to claim you were one of them and you're coming back home now.
Aye.
Will we be able to just walk into Kraghammer, just being like, hello, we just wanna see your...
One does not
I don't
simply
know. I don't know.
walk into Kraghammer.
And he's right, actually. Hetty kind of gives you between Hetty and Ulrin and Volkar, they kind of give you the lowdown. Basically, right now, with the death of the Iron Keeper, you have to be there on business. And you usually need to have a letter of sponsorship to even get past the front gates.
So speaking of forgery...
Jester, is that you?
That's a strange way to start a sentence.
Speaking of forgery,
You mean like blacksmithing, or no?
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
well, I have an idea.
We know a guy.
Great.
That too. But if Ulrin is a carver coming back from the arms of Emon, there's no reason for all of us to be rolling with him. However, it's perfectly reasonable for the new Dragonborn city, conclave, whatever, to have sent a...
split the fart.
I can't type.
to have sent like a delegation or a Dragonborn soldier so that they don't have to keep sending carvers all the way to Emon. That might get a couple of us in. I mean, Volkar looks pretty pointy and scary.
Volkar suggests that maybe all of you could be his backup singers. I
As long as I
mean,
don't have to sing.
I can get in. It's not going to be a problem.
The only songs I know are like
The Reigns of Castamere.
like
Now, how
the
are
kind
they
of
with...
bawdy thing soldiers would sing and not appropriate for an Iron Spear.
Volkar just goes, no. You're my roadie.
Damn it, you beat me to it.
Neuraxis is my roadie. Sid's my tour manager. Alicia's my backup singer. I like this plan. What's wrong with this? There's nothing wrong with this plan. They'll let me in. I'm Volkar. They'll let me in.
Actually,
Ryan, I don't
don't
want this to be an
have a problem
impolite
with this.
question. Can Elijah sing? No, that's
No,
not polite.
no,
I don't.
I can't.
Do you have a score in performance? Do you have anything? Just out of curiosity.
For me, that's a +2
Okay. Fair enough.
because I have +2 in charisma.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. And
But
his
no.
is a +15. So
tackle.
he might be able to cover for you. He's like, I'm just saying. Sounds like a solid plan to me, and it keeps us from having to forge anything or...
So, we came with you, and you happen to be traveling at the same time as a carver. Your
Yeah, we
dwarves
picked him
know
up on
each
the
other.
road. We hired him. He's my bodyguard. Oh, I like that even better.
I mean, I don't like lying, but we are quite good at it.
Frighteningly so.
That is true.
I mean, if you want the easy way in, I feel like that would be the best way without us worrying about, like... Because if we get caught... Friends, if we get caught, they're going to throw us into the lowest spire. They're going to throw us on the lowest slab into prison.
No, thank you. No prison for Sid.
Yeah.
It would
yeah,
be...
same.
But
I mean, if you want to get to the Underdark, that'd probably be the fastest way, but...
Huh.
The Rex's face.
So if you want to do it, all you gotta do is spit in a
Funny.
carver's face and you're gonna get thrown into jail.
Ooh, that does sound kind of...
It's kind of fun.
No, yeah, but people get very sick if I spit. That's not a
I'm just saying. Hey, I'm playing devil's advocate here, alright?
Hey, less of the D word. Let's not... oh, you mean... Okay.
Yeah. Turn a phrase, my friend. Turn a phrase. So, Volkar's drained like several cups of ale at this point. How do we want to do this? Because we're about... as the wind blows... Good week. We're not going to be able to take the horses into the mountains. You can only take goat steers up that way. And we definitely do not have
Always
access
wanted
to
ride
goats.
a goat.
Nah, they're war goats. You really... Yeah, unless you're a merchant bringing goods up or you're a goat knight, you're not going to get a hold of them.
I'm sorry, you do what now?
Goats.
Yes, I'm aware of what a goat is.
Ulrin, help me out here.
We eat them. We don't ride them. They're
No,
like
the
this
goats.
big.
The goats around here get a lot bigger than the goats that you're probably thinking of. These are mighty beasts. They grow about I don't know, similar to a horse, a small horse maybe.
They are considered large creatures.
Yeah, they're pretty massive, and they
the
can get you around.
armor, horns.
And yeah,
thing.
we fit them out to similar to war horses. I'm sure you've seen war horses with armor and everything. So
Yes,
Wonder
but
if you could
war
take
horses
one.
aren't. I mean, war horses
efficient.
aren't delicious. Sure, efficient. That's
I mean, horses don't have horns that could plow through lines of enemies. So
Yeah, you piss it off, it's gonna ram you in the face, and you lose your teeth that way.
Ooh, I'd like to see that.
if you're lucky.
Yeah.
yes. I would like to see one of these large goats.
Yeah, they patrol up, and once we get within, what do you think, Ulrin, like a couple of days to Kraghammer, you'll see them. They patrol the area.
Yeah, we'll see them.
Is that when I shouldn't look like?
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I'm less worried about this, and more worried about him, and points to Ulrin. That's the thing. Like I said, we can get in the door, you can't look like you.
Nurse looks at Volkai. Like, I don't think anyone will be looking at. I mean, he's purple and there's lightning in his beard.
Everybody looks at me. It's true.
Also, we're both big and green.
Yeah, but
I assume that's still weird
And
here.
fabulous looking, at least one of us.
Ah, thank you. Oh, you mean?
You really should have stopped after thank you. That would have been good. Then you kind of like, ruined that for yourself.
Part of me really, really, really wants an offshoot of short adventures with Neuraxis and Sid just sniping at each other the entire time.
He's too dumb. It would not.
Take everything literally.
He would definitely lose.
It would be funny, though. Sid'll just get you drunk. That's what she does with everybody.
Oh, no.
And you lose your pants like that.
So, yeah, Hetty is of the opinion that if you use the Carver armor and a good story and a little bit of disguise, you could probably get your way in.
Well, that's good.
It's potential. It's a thing though. It's going to have to be something that you consistently maintain the entire time, and it needs to be an ironclad story, because if they suspect one iota of falsehood on your part, I don't know that they'll even give you the benefit of prison. According to most people, well, not most people, according to everyone Alton has either paid off or bent their ear or blackmailed, you are the worst thing to come out of Kraghammer other than a mind flayer.
That's, could be worse, I guess.
She just she looks baffled at you. Where have you been, Ulrin?
Hey.
You are not... Don't take this the wrong way, but you're not the same. Something's hardened you.
A lot of things have hardened me. And I have wanted a lot of things. And I've seen the world for what it's truly worth, and what's worth saving. And I've seen evils that... I mean, it's hard to comprehend some of the evils that I've seen. I've seen old gods, I've seen evil beings. I've seen a lot, Mom, and it's not... A corrupt politician is nothing compared to some of the things that I've witnessed.
And I'd love to hear the story sometime, if you're willing to tell it.
Aye, you will. One of these days, once we get everything all sorted and figured out.
Let me just ask this. What is so important that it's driving you back to a place that has branded you a criminal?
There's a relic underneath Kraghammer that, if we do not retrieve it, could bring about things far worse than political corruption. And it's very important that we find this and get it out of hands that would do ill with it.
She takes a couple of beats, looks very confused, but at the same time there's kind of a moment of like clarity that comes over her face as she's looking at everyone around the table.
Hello.
It's interesting company, and I'm glad to see you expanding your knowledge of the world and getting to know others. This thing sounds dangerous, and I won't bore you with a mother's concern and ask you to be careful, because I know better. So I think the only thing that I'm wondering right now is, do you still carry your faith with you?
I do.
Ooh.
That is the
There
only
is
thing
it
that's
all over.
that's helped me through it. I think I've had instances where I've had trouble with it and questions about the faith, but I've had conversations with the Allhammer, and I've, I think I've come to terms with who I am and my destiny and what I've got to do. So
He's being modest. We have seen him perform literal miracles. I mean, points of vodka.
Yeah.
Like, he was dead, and then there was a thing and a light, and he brought him
Would not be
back to
standing here
life.
today for him. And not just saying that because we wouldn't be here if it was for the fact that he was son, but like we wouldn't.
I probably would, but I still really like your son. I'm going with it.
I don't really know if you can exile a Messiah. That seems like a bad idea.
I think they can do a lot of bad things to a Messiah, to be honest. I'm sorry.
Wow. She just... Her eyes are getting a little big as you're all talking. She keeps glancing over at you, Ulrin. You know, about 20 or 30 minutes or so before you all arrived on my doorstep, I heard him too. I still talk to him every night just to ask for his blessing and to see if there's anything that I can do or provide. When I first arrived here, I asked him that on the very first night, and I was alone and very sad and very confused and feeling very hurt. And he didn't tell me so much as he showed me that in the house next door was a young pregnant woman who'd lost her husband recently and was also feeling lonely and sad. And that across the way there are grandparents raising their grandchildren. And that there were people here who maybe just needed a friendly ear and someone to bring them stew or knit a blanket for them. And that's what I've been doing. That's how the Allhammer speaks to me. If he's speaking to you in such a way that we're talking about matters bigger than some knitting and some food and some company, I'm just so very proud that you're listening. You're doing something really good here, and I might not understand it. He speaks to all of us in different ways, but if my purpose here is to be a grandmother to a village full of young kids and take care of everybody, then I have to believe that your purpose lies maybe even in going back to the one place that doesn't want you there. Not everybody thinks that way, but enough.
If I may be so bold and say that, I would say don't sell yourself short for the things that you are doing here. They might not mean that much to the world or the gods, but I'm sure they mean a lot to these people. And in the end, that's what really matters, in my opinion. Also, this is really good stew.
It's really quite good. That's actually, little Eden brought it back. He's turning into quite the little hunter. He's a teenage boy who lives down the road. Well,
like, if you weren't doing such nice work here, I would totally like my shit to like be our new cook.
She chuckles. She goes, I don't know if I have the fortitude for a ship, but I wouldn't mind seeing it someday.
Well, you're always invited.
Excellent.
Just don't tell the current cook that I said that. Just
no, no, never.
Yeah, just give him something to drink and he'll be fine.
Good to know. I don't really have space for all of you here, but I'm sure we could.
We have.
No, Rex just like walks up to a wall, pulls out the thing. He's like, does it matter if it's load bearing? I'm sure it's probably fine. And he just lifts the thing up so the door will appear in the wall. It's like,
Doesn't matter if it's
mansion.
load bearing.
So it makes a door appear. He doesn't know how it works. Yeah, he doesn't know how it works.
That's the best thing I've ever heard. Oh my god. Her eyes are huge right now. How does that work?
Magic.
It's magical.
Can
I believe a wizard did it, and he just walks in.
Yeah, I mean, you're more than welcome to come inside.
That's true. We also have cookies, and he just.
Yeah,
we also have cookies.
She kind of puts her hand in. Oh.
It's not gonna hurt you.
Okay, I'm just gonna go. And she and runs in the door, and you just hear her go, "Oh my gosh."
Aw, your mom's adorable, Ulrin.
You're getting a better sense of her now. She definitely has a matronly like figure to her, and at the same time, there is a sense about her that, I mean, she ran the forge for a long time. So there is a businesswoman's acumen behind her little grainy glasses and her graying hair, for sure. And she's been watching all of you very closely and taking stock of what you're wearing and what you're saying and how you hold and present yourselves. So she bustles in, and Ulrin, when you do eventually walk in, you actually see her chatting with Volkar, and Volkar's just pouring wine into her glass.
Oh boy.
Oh god. Getting drunk with Motley Crue. That's not.
Amazing. Oh my goodness. But yeah, she is delighted to see this space and kind of wanders around and marvels over the automatic cookie hearth. The cookie hearth 5000 that's in the corner. And is looking, and let me see if I'm curious. Oh shit. All right. Is looking at the stonework, and she says, this is dwarven, right?
Yeah?
No. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, a lack of knowledge, or perhaps maybe not aside, this is old. Like, I get that we're in kind of a liminal space, but you're not the original owners, right? Like, this wasn't.
I don't think we were.
No, remember there were capes when we bought it, hanging in the. In fact, I think we just left the capes hanging there. Like,
yeah, they're still there.
We're like.
We bought a second-hand cookie.
You did.
Yeah, we bought it from the ancient god of knowledge. In
now
a trans-dimensional shop. That's like a perfectly normal exchange.
D&D. She said, yeah, I mean, whoever first had this or crafted it, or I'm not entirely sure how all that works, either knew or had someone with them who was quite a talented dwarven stonemason. Just curious. I've never been in a space like this before. I've heard of them. We've had people ask us to create things like this, and that's not really our forte, but it's curious. She's kind of slowly doing a lap around the room, looking at things, poking at them.
Well, I'm gonna go and get out of my armor. And he just trundles off upstairs.
Okay. All right. What else do you all want to do while you have Ulrin's mom? She doesn't stay in here. She stays in her own house, but she stays long enough to chat and get caught up and marvel at how long Ulrin's beard's gotten and look at his new warhammer.
You're a smith, right? That's.
How long have you known him? I've known him for like 3 weeks, and I knew that.
I'm trying to be polite.
He's trying, okay?
Fine. And then he like snaps his fingers and makes the axe appear. Okay. Do you know anything from have a look at this, and he just proffers the massive battle axe like you're a blacksmith. This is a weird piece of metalwork. Here you go.
Are you talking to Ulrin or Ulrin's mom?
Ulrin's mom.
Okay.
Oh,
I lost
you
the
were
thread
asking
on that.
Ulrin.
Sorry. Yeah, I was like,
thought
why are
you
you
were
giving
saying,
this to
Ulrin?
Ulrin?
You're a smith, right? Right, Ulrin? You're a smith.
Okay.
Did I
Yep.
remember?
She
I was confused.
doesn't touch it. She puts her hands over it, kind of hovering a few inches above it. That was pretty good. Okay.
He knows all the
Oh, and if it says anything to you, don't worry. That's semi-normal.
Well, that's disconcerting, but all right.
Not as much as you'd think.
Waits a second. It's very old. And she reaches into her her blouse and pulls out a symbol of the Allhammer. And you just kind of watch her focus. It's almost meditative in a way. Ulrin has seen this many, many, many times before. Ulrin and Elysia would recognize this. She's casting Identify. And pulls back after a second and says, "It's... the only thing it tells me is it's yours. And it won't be used by another. It was I'm going to say a polite way of warning me not to mess with it."
Oh, sorry. It's usually picks it back. It's like, apologies, Red Lady. She's a smith. I thought she might appreciate the. Sorry. Puts it back down.
Looks at you confused. What? You're talking about the tomb.
I might be.
The Red Lady, the Red Knight, is a folklore story originating near Kraghammer. It's actually something that inspires dwarven children to go be carvers. They want to be great warriors like she was. She's looking at you very suspiciously now. I won't pry, but if that's one of the reasons you're headed toward the mountains, the tomb doesn't really have a location as far as I know. It's been kind of lost.
I'm not sure. I needed to pick something up from the tomb, but the last time I saw it, it was walking around. Have there been any rumors of a big red knight, for example?
Not that I'm aware of. It would definitely attract attention in this area for sure.
Yes, they certainly. Um, oh, this is ridiculous. And he just drops this guy's self.
Okay.
It's like the wings like stretched. Wait, it's not folklore.
She's looking at Ulrin. Is that supposed to happen?
I think so. I'm not entirely sure yet. It's happened a few times and nothing bad has really happened, per se.
Right. So you're telling me I believe the Red Knight was real. I just, you know how it is with stories. One person tells the story and the next person exaggerates it a little bit more, and it goes on down the line, and it eventually gets turned into a myth.
Aye, yeah.
Who she really was, I don't know. I don't know. But she's just so closely tied to the lore of this area that you say the Red Knight and instantly kids are going to be running at you going, "I'm the Red Knight!" and waving their sticks around like swords. And
Should probably keep that to myself.
I was going to suggest that, actually.
Just, like, disappears the axe and
Okay.
reconceals himself.
I mean, she's like, I mean, it used to be that the tomb, at least as far as I can remember the stories being told, was that it was basically like a pilgrimage. It wasn't... People would go and pay homage to a great fallen war hero and hope that she would give them strength and courage, that kind of thing. Granted, these stories are far older than I am. And then eventually... It's kind of like imagine if everyone stopped believing in an entity. They'd just kind of get lost, right? To history. And she's gotten a bit lost. If you're really curious, you could probably talk to the Memory Keeper in Kraghammer. They've got all the archives there.
The same one that forged your...
Oh no, that was the cousin. That was Alton, and then he passed the papers off to the Memory Keeper. Probably paid someone there.
But if we were gonna unprove that, we would have to go and talk to them anyway.
Yes.
Well, I have some dwarves to terrify in the morning. I'm going to bed.
Oh my god, I have dwarves to terrify in the morning. Oh my goodness. Alright, so Neuraxis is headed off. Hetty is willing to stay up as long as needed. There's a sadness now about her, Ulrin. I think she's dealing with the recognizing that her son is still her son, but yet has changed in a way that she's not fully kind of come to grips with yet, and you get that sense off of her.
Gotcha.
It's not, I shouldn't say sadness, it's more on her part just like watching your kids grow up and become their own person, and
yeah,
she's coming to terms with that. And I certainly don't want to step on anyone here, so anyone else want to do anything while you have the mansion up?
Sid's also gonna go to bed, but like before she walks up the stairs, she's just gonna whisper to Jay, "Hey, well, I'm off. Quick little advice, DJ. Don't give your mom the room to sleep in. It's filled with all of those cover porn books." And then I go to
Those are Hazel's.
Oh man. Okay. Anyone else? No? Alright. Hetty bids you all a good night and says if you need anything, just, well, I guess you just have to stick your head out the door, don't you? Because you're in my house. So, just sleep well. And and don't worry about Patches if he comes around. Neighborhood dog. He likes to come sleep by the fire sometimes, so he gets curious and into things. So if you hear a crash, he's probably just trying to steal my bread again. He does that. Alright. Just sleep. You wake up the next day. And you guys can instantly, from the other side of the door, we'll say for flavor, because I know typically you can't in an interdimensional space, you do hear some pots banging around outside in her house. Like she's shuffling around in the morning. Gotcha. Thank you, Alicia.
Well, I guess we should go in.
Go out to go back in, yeah.
Volkar, should I be carry? I don't.
Volkar is not with you.
Where's Volkar?
You haven't looked.
I thought we were supposed to be ready.
We're gonna be back.
How are we gonna roadie for? How am I gonna? He just like walks out the door to go and see if he's in the.
Okay. Yeah, he's with Hetty. He has an apron tied around his waist, flour on his hands, and he's helping her make bread. Food. Eat it.
Yep. Okay. Just,
better not question it.
yeah.
No.
Just, like while they're having breakfast, he's just like, so what does a roadie do?
You carry my stuff for me. And seeing as how we don't have a lot of stuff, because it's all in the bag, I think we could just, like, maybe find a box or something and, like, tie it to your back.
Okay.
Oh, I like that suggestion.
Or, you know, make it look like you're carrying supplies or something. Pretty easy. We could put some, like, blankets or bags of, well, not bags of flour, but, you know, food or something in there. I don't know.
Sure, I can do that.
Easy enough. Yeah.
If I'm gonna lie with you, I just need to know what one of those does.
Yeah. Pretty easy. I mean, is that the plan? Is that what we're doing? Because I'm into it. Not just because it's my plan, but because that means I get to, you know, be in the spotlight for once. I don't get to do that much anymore.
What do you mean for once? You literally won in Emon. You're the. Fine.
he's just kind of grinning at you, just pulling your chain a little bit there. So is that what we're doing?
Unless we have any better ideas.
I mean, I suppose that's as good as any.
So he points down the line. Ulrin, bodyguard. Elijah, backup singer. Elijah, maybe like
Can't sing.
Can you? It's okay. Can we
Pyrotechnics, maybe?
Oh, that's good.
Oh god.
That's
Actually,
good.
yeah.
I was gonna say, can we?
Well, I only have Firebolt and Real Frost, but
Can we zhuzh the robes a little bit? Can we do something to make you match me A little bit.
Can use an alter self spell, but then I have to like.
Hold on. I stayed up a little bit last night and I made this for you. And he hands you, basically he took like an old cape or something, and in very, very bad stitching, stitched out Volkar's bestie on the back and gives you this cape.
Elisha just stares at it.
Oh, good lord.
Realizes that this is her fate now. Puts it on like outside of everything else, like this layer of cape now.
Looks good. It looks good. You gotta look like part of the band.
Yeah, so
Ulrin's gonna have the armor. Noraxis, I don't have a cape for you.
Nope, that's fine. You just disguise self and turn his armor like
Purple.
Yeah, like Volkar's like get up.
Sid, I have a gift for you. It's not a cape, unfortunately. But I think it will make your hat even jauntier. And he pulls out a big feather that he dyed purple. That's it. You got a match.
You do speak my language, my specky friend.
Right?
I put the feather on top of the head.
Oh, and I do have
What
something
about
for
Pokey?
I have something for Pokey. Hold on. And he pulls out a little vest. It's bright purple.
Pokey, do you want to wear that? He likes it.
Puts it on over his other vest.
Pokey puts on the vest.
Okay. Band matches, mostly. Problem. Ulrin. You have to put on the Carver armor and take off your Allhammer armor.
Yep.
From a logistics standpoint, that is going to lower your AC. So just keep that in mind.
Okay,
That
that's
is
fine.
going
What's
to
the Carver armor?
The Carver armor is a 16.
Okay.
Okay, so there's something to note while you have that on.
Does your Forge Blessing thing, is it always attached to your armor, or can you move it from armor to armor?
I could put it on the other armor, because I know I'm going to change into that in the morning, so... Because it's just after a long rest, I just either bless armor or bless my weapon.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So I guess I'll bless the Carver armor since I'm going to be wearing it to give it a +1 to AC.
Alright, so that takes it to a 17 and then plus your shield.
Yeah, so it's 19, so
Okay.
down.
A little bit, not bad. Hetty is laying out breakfast and she sits down. So, you're heading out, huh?
Yeah.
So my plan is to stay here, because I know the circumstances weren't the best, me ending up here, but I like it here. It's quiet, and the people are nice, and they take care of each other. Can not say the same for Kraghammer, that's for sure. So it's a nice change of pace. I wanted to give you this, and maybe it's moot. I don't know, and maybe just for sentimental reasons, but I figured it was well past time. I actually was gonna give this to you when I thought you and Ellie were maybe gonna... Anyways, and she hands you over something that you instantly recognize as your dad's wedding ring.
Oh.
You should have it. I held on to it a lot longer than I probably should have, but it also kind of hurt to think about it not being with me. It was selfish of me, but I fixed the band and made sure that it's sturdy enough so that if you want to, wear it or wear it on a chain or just even put it away. It's she's fumbling. She's having trouble kind of spitting all of this out at this point.
I just like hug her as soon as she gives it to me. She starts fumbling and.
Okay, well that's Anyways, he'd want you to have it, so.
Yeah.
Eat. Oh gosh. Just eat. Everyone eat, and not look at me while I go cry. And she wanders out of the room for a second. It still has the 3 rubies in it that match your mom's. Yeah. Okay. So you all eat. So you're gonna... I guess you guys don't have to technically disguise yourselves right now because you're about 5 days out from Kraghammer, so you're okay.
Alright.
So you can, something to keep in mind. You don't have to worry about that right now.
I suppose it lends us credibility when we get there.
Okay. Sure. If you want to switch back, you can always just keep your regular armor on Ulrin and then switch when you need to, that kind of thing.
Alright.
She helps you all pack up and saddle the horses, and you actually tied them up at her house and then at the neighbor's house to Naraxis. You were able to ask permission, and they let you do that. When you guys open the door, Ulrin, you are greeted by a sea of small faces. There are 5 children standing outside the door. There's a little boy, the same little boy from the other day. He had his hand up to knock and is like, oh.
Oh, hey there.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi. I brought some friends. They said you have a turtle.
Oh, I have a traveling companion that's a turtle, yeah.
Can we say hi?
Oh, sure, I don't see why not.
Hetty instantly recognizes this kid, and she's like, oh, Samuel, come on, quit gawking, get out of the cold, let's go. And you guys see 5 little kids, ranging in age from probably 4 to 8 years old, bundled up against the cold, scarves over their heads, and had little hats on, and mittens, and kid mittens, with just the thumbs and then the whole hand. Yeah, so they can't pick anything up. And they all come in, and Samuel, this little boy, runs up to you, Sid, and goes, "Whoa, you're big."
You're very small.
Yeah. What's your name?
Oh, it's Sid.
Sid.
What's yours?
Sid.
That's right.
Like
What's
that?
Yours?
You have to say it, Sid.
You have to say it with pizzazz. You have to say it Sid.
Sid.
Do the hand motion. It helps.
Sid.
Sid.
And he starts
Now
laughing.
Now you're getting it.
Sid. My name is Sam. Samuel.
Sam, right. What hand gesture do you for that?
I don't know. I don't have one. I've only ever seen one other hand gesture, and my mommy said it's rude.
Well, you can pick that one, or you can one of your own. You should definitely have a hand gesture when you say your name.
Sam.
There you go.
I hope they're watching.
When your mommy asks you where you learned that, tell her that Captain Sid taught you.
Okay. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in a lot of trouble. I'm okay with that, though. And these kids are all... Hetty is immediately, just corralling these kids. Samuel, don't do that.
You can't teach a child to swear. What are you doing? I know you're a pirate, but please.
In front of them, big turtle face, right down to them. He says, "Do you guys know what a fun that turtle is.
No.
Um,
What is it?
I'll show you. And I step outside and I just cast like lightning into the sky.
In the middle of this snowy morning, there is this crack of lightning and thunder that you all hear, and it shakes the house. And the kids all, ooh, do it again, do it again, do it again.
This is not with sneaking in.
This is the opposite of sneaking. They are very excited, Sid.
Yeah, Sid gives them a good show.
That pyrotechnics for Alicia's job. That's Volcar. Through me. Channeled. Alright. So, Hetty, before you guys all leave, she shoves something into each of your saddlebags. She's basically made you lunch. And looks at you, Ulrin, and just takes you by the shoulders. I love you.
I love you too.
Don't do anything too crazy.
I'll try not to.
And, just be careful.
I will.
Okay.
You too. It looks like you've got a nice little place here.
It is nice.
And it looks like you're doing a lot of good here, so.
We each do what we can in our own time. And a lot of these kids are, even Samuel, a little too adorable for their own good. So I get the excuse of feeding them full of sugar and then sending them home.
That's good.
Oh, he has a lot of potential, that one.
I agree.
I know these things.
Watch him, though, because he'll talk you into stuff. All right. Go on. And I'll be here when you get back, and I want to hear all about it.
Alright.
We promise we'll take care of your son.
Okay, just don't get him locked away in prison.
We're gonna try.
And if we do, we promise we'll break him out of it again.
That's fair. All right. So Kraghammer is about 5 days from your location, and Ulrin and Volcar, and actually really anybody has heard the story of the 1,000-step climb up the mountain to the gates of Kraghammer. So even once you get to the base of the mountains, you then have to make that journey up. Your horses can only go so far. So after a couple of days' journey just through the snow, and this climb is getting steeper and steeper, you can either send them back, you can... Depends on how you want to do, or you can choose to not take them at all when you set out.
And we could leave them with Mama Bronze Grip.
Yeah, that would probably be the best thing for the horses.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to take them halfway into the mountains and then just try and send them down on their own. It seems unsafe.
Yeah, we could probably leave them here and make our way up.
Okay.
Find some goats maybe, or just hike up.
Okay. You can definitely do that. The
It's
path...
gonna be rough on those turtle knees.
Yeah. The path for the first day and a half isn't too bad. You can stick to the road for the most part. Once you get into the second and third days, it starts to get more and more snowy. Colder, for sure. The temperature immediately plummets. I need Ulrin to make a survival check, 2 survival checks with advantage to make sure that you all don't stray too far off the path.
2 checks with advantage?
2 checks with advantage, 1 for the next 2 days. Okay.
23.
All right.
Woo!
Oof.
10.
Okay. So the second day goes just fine. You're having to stop a little bit more often than you're used to. Thankfully, you have the mansion, so at least at night, even though it's bitter cold up here in the mountains, you have somewhere warm to rest. So there's not going to be exhaustion issues here. With a 10, that third day, Sun is at least in the sky. There's some partial cloud cover, but you can see all right. It is starting to get blinding white out, though. Everything is just covered in snow. And you all hear heavy footsteps off to the west. And you hear... and the ground itself shakes. The snow on the pine tree next to you comes down in chunks. You don't see it, but you hear something moving around. You've definitely lost the path at this point.
And
Ulrin, what kind of things do you have up here? He puts himself between Elijah and wherever the thumping's coming from. It's like, now is the time when you get behind me.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and
okay.
see what it would be, maybe, or what it is.
It's that with the blowing snow and the wind, you do make out a fairly large figure. Looks to be armored. Large helmet. You'd have to get closer in order to be able to see through the snow. And it definitely seems to be kind of almost around a small hill.
Is it bipedal or quadrupedal?
It's bipedal.
Right.
It's probably hard to make out from here, 20, 25 feet tall.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Well, could possibly be an orc, or it could be some kind of giant, maybe, or I'm not quite sure. We could either steer clear of it, or maybe it can help us.
I really hope it's not a 25-foot tall orc.
Couldn't we just go back and find the path again, and then...
Yeah, I mean, we can. I can try and see if I can get my bearings.
You would not be at advantage with a survival check. The DC is significantly higher. The other thing that I will... Yeah, you have port and rolls. The other thing that I will point out...
I just re-rolled them because there's a new day, and I got 17 and a natural 20.
Okay.
So I'm going to use the natural 20
Okay,
while we're just rolling survival checks again.
You're still going to have to wind your way back through again. And as Ulrin kind of reorients himself, you do hear... Does anyone... what languages do you all speak? This is where I lose track of.
Common, Draconic, and Infernal.
Okay.
Mish Celestial and...
Okay.
Common and primordial.
Common, Dwarven, Novish.
You actually hear in Celestial, secret or Elysia. It's almost a bastardized version of it. You don't pick up every single word. You hear this thing, whatever this creature is, say, I know you're out there. Are you part of my quest?
Shout back in Celestial and hoping...
Okay.
I don't know if it's hoping that he hears it, or if it's just I hope we're not part of your quest! We're not trying to do any harm, we're just trying to get to Kraghammer.
Okay. The footsteps start to come closer.
Stay behind me.
I am behind Naraxis, between the legs.
Okay. And around the corner, you see a massive frost giant coming your way. Sorry, wrong thing. There it is.
Yay.
Wrong one.
Oh, it's dead!
Well, the troll behind it is dead.
Our things are dead. Oh my gosh.
Good.
So hard.
The goat knights
Oh my god.
behind it are also dead.
No, how are the goats?
And there's no goats, just the goat knights. And two massive frost salamanders are with this thing.
Ah.
It comes over this direction, and it bends down. Huge head coming down, breath coming out in icicles almost. And it just says, "Begone from here, minuscule ones. You are not my quest."
We're trying.
And we'll resolve that in a few weeks. So we'll leave these guys here with this. That's fun. And we're actually going to be a few weeks off. I'm traveling, and there's some other people who are going to be moving around. So I think we're aiming for June 30th, right? Okay, so June 30th. So we'll see you guys back here in a few weeks. Really appreciate all of you. Thank you for the new follow, by the way. Dungeons, Dragons, Doggos. Hello, new follower. Welcome, welcome, welcome to right now a level 11 adventure set in Critical Role's Tal'Dorei. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it, and we will see you guys in a few weeks. Bye, everybody.